reading from chapter 11, verse 9. Sanjay Vacha Evam Mukta Tato Rajan Mahayogeshwaro Hihi Darshayamasa Parthaya Paramam Rupam Aishwaram. Sanjaya said, O king, having spoken thus, the supreme lord of all mystic power, the personal of Godhead, displayed his universal form to Arjuna. Anekavaktranayanam anekadbhutadarshanam anekadivyabharanam divyanekodyatayudham divyamalyam varadharam divyagandhanulepanam sarvascharyamayam devam anantam vishvatomukham. Arjuna saw in that universal form unlimited mouths, unlimited eyes, unlimited wonderful visions. The form was decorated with many celestial ornaments and bore many divine upraised weapons. He wore celestial garlands and garments, and many divine scents were smeared over his body. All was wondrous, brilliant, unlimited, all expanding. In these two verses, the repeated use of the word many indicates that there was no limit to the number of hands. Ananta, Ananta, Ananta. No limit to the number of hands, mouths, legs, and other manifestations Arjuna was seeing. These manifestations were distributed throughout the universe, but by the grace of the Lord, Arjuna could see them while sitting in one place. That was due to the inconceivable potency of Krishna. Okay, so just so we can understand what this universal form is. A universal form is it is actually said that it is an imaginary form. Okay, it is an imaginary form. So a lot of the description about this is given in Srimad Bhagavatam. It's an imaginary form. It's a material form for those who can't think about Lord as transcendental, who are limited to thinking about the super power of nature. Those who consider nature to be superior, nature to be wonderful. So they want to see things that belong to this material world. And that is their way of actually concentrating on the Supreme or coming to the Lord. So Krishna allows for that also. Krishna is happy to do anything that can help jivas to come to him. So he shows this universal form. So this universal form literally is Paramatma present in each and every jiva aggregate. It's like a aggregated universal form. It's an aggregation of all the jivas in the universe, or where Paramatma is present, literally everything. So that is why there are innumerable hands, unlimited hand, legs, and it had upraised weapons. So everything, literally everything that is there in the universe is seen in the universal form. So this is, and that's why Prabhupada is saying that it was distributed throughout the universe, because this is, like I said, Paramatma present everywhere across the universe. All that aggregate form is the universal form. And so he could see them sitting in one place because that was the inconceivable potency of Krishna. But this is not a permanent form, because this is connected to the material world. So when the material world annihilates, or when there is annihilation, then this form also goes. That is why this is not like the other transcendental eternal forms of Krishna, that like the eternal forms exist in Vaikuntha. But the universal form, Vishwarupa, is not existing in Vaikuntha. It's a material form. But since everything is transcendental, it's also called transcendental. But it is limited to the material world, and it gives a vision of what the material world is about. So that is universal form. Now we will only see a lot of details about what is visible in this universal form. Divi Surya Sahasrasya Bhavet Yugapaduttita Yadi Bhasadrishi Sasyad Bhasastasya Mahatmanaha. If hundreds of thousands of suns were to rise at once into the sky, their radiance might resemble the effulgence of the Supreme Person in that universal form. What Arjuna saw was indescribable. Yet Sanjaya is trying to give a mental picture of that great revelation to Dhritarashtra. Neither Sanjaya nor Dhritarashtra was present, but Sanjaya, by the grace of Vyasa, could see whatever happened. Thus, he now compares the situation as far as it can be understood to an imaginable phenomena. What is the imaginable phenomena? Thousands of suns coming up in the sky is an imaginable. Imaginable means that one can imagine this. Otherwise, this is indescribable, unimaginable. But to make it slightly more, easy to understand or comprehend, so he's saying, okay, just like hundreds of thousands of suns came up all of a sudden. So much was the effulgence. Tatraikastam jagatkritsnam prabhibhaktam anekadha apashyadeva devasya sharire pandavastada. At that time, Arjuna could see in the universal form of the Lord the unlimited expansions of the universe situated in one place, although divided into many, many thousands. The word Tatra is very significant. It indicates that both Arjuna and Krishna were sitting on the chariot when Arjuna saw the universal form. Others on the battlefield could not see this form because Krishna gave the vision only to Arjuna. Arjuna could see in the body of Krishna many thousands of planets. As we learn from Vedic scriptures, there are many universes and many planets. Some of them are made of earth, some are made of gold, some are made of jewels, some are very great, some are not so great, etc. Sitting on his chariot, Arjuna could see all these, but no one could understand what was going on between Arjuna and Krishna. Yeah, there's a place called Loka, which is made of gold. So anything that falls on the surface of that actually starts glittering. So literally you can't see anybody on the surface of that planet or piece of land. So nobody resides there. Like this, I mean, it's material world is amazing. As in, modern scientists have not even. I mean, they have like such a meager understanding of this material world. Only when we read scriptures, we actually understand what the real position is, and it's amazing, yet inconceivable, and really wonderful. And all this is just Krishna says, Ekam Shena Sthito Jagat, just one amsha. So wonderful and powerful Krishna is.
So I have a question based on the earlier verses. So you said that the universal form of the Lord is sum total of all the jiva aggregate, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's like, what should I say? It's basically everything in the material world. Okay, but what gets, like, how do we understand what it is? It's like there are entities everywhere, right? Paramatma has entered every atom. So now aggregate of all Paramatma is Garbhodakashaya Vishnu is like the aggregate of all Paramatma, because Paramatma, basically Kshirodakashaya Vishnu is coming from Garbhodakashaya Vishnu.
Yeah.
So all these Kshirodakashaya Vishnus are in some sense part of Garbhodakashaya Vishnu, and wherever they are present, Garbhodakashaya Vishnu kind of aggregates them to show form type. It's an imagination. That's what it is. Bhagavatam clearly says that it is imagination presented by great sages to understand the glory or power of the Supreme Lord in the material world.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Tatassa vismaya vishto hristaroma dhananjaya pranamya shirasa devam kritanjalirabhashata. Then, bewildered and astonished, his hair standing on end, Arjuna bowed his head to offer obeisances, and with folded hands began to pray to the Supreme Lord. Once the divine vision is revealed, the relationship between Krishna and Arjuna changes immediately. Before, Krishna and Arjuna had a relationship based on friendship. But here, after the revelation, Arjuna is offering obeisances with great respect, and with folded hands, he is praying to Krishna. He is praising the universal form. Thus, Arjuna's relationship becomes one of wonder rather than friendship. So, this is Adbhuta Rasa. And great devotees see Krishna as the reservoir of all relationships. In the scriptures, there are 12 basic kinds of relationships mentioned, and all of them are present in Krishna. It is said that he is the ocean of all relationships exchanged between two living entities, between the gods or between the Supreme Lord and his devotees. So out of 12 rasas, 7 are primary, 5 are primary, 7 are secondary. Here Arjuna was inspired by the relationship of wonder, Adbhuta Rasa, and in that wonder, although he was by nature very sober, calm and quiet, he became ecstatic. His hair stood up and he began to offer his obeisances unto the Supreme Lord with folded hands. He was not, of course, afraid. He was affected by wonders of the Supreme Lord. The immediate context is wonder. His natural loving friendship was overwhelmed by wonder, and thus he reacted in this way. So at this point of time, it is not fear. At this point of time, it is wonder. But subsequently, it becomes fear at the end. When he sees everybody getting killed, it changes to fear. Arjuna Vacha, Pashyami Devam Stava Deva Dehe Sarvam Sata Bhuta Vishesha Sanghan Brahmanamisham Kamalasanastam Rishimscha Sarvan Uragamscha Divyan. Arjuna said, my dear Lord Krishna, I see assembled in your body all the demigods and various other living entities. I see Brahma sitting on the lotus flower as well as Lord Shiva and all the sages and divine serpents. See, everything he's saying. Arjuna sees everything in the universe. This is what I was saying. Therefore, he sees Brahma, who is the first creature in the universe, and the celestial serpent upon which Garbhodakashayi Vishnu lies in the lower regions of the universe. The snake bed is called Vasuki. There are also other snakes known as Vasuki. Arjuna can see from the Garbhodakashayi Vishnu up to the topmost part of the universe on the lotus flower planet where Brahma, the first creature of the universe, resides. This means that from the beginning to end, everything could be seen by Arjuna, who was sitting in one place on his chariot. This was possible with the grace of the Supreme Lord Krishna. Aneka bahudara vaktra netram pashyami tvam sarvato nantarupam nantam namadhyam na punastavadim pashyami vishveshwara vishwarupa. O Lord of the universe, O universal form, I see in your body many, many arms, bellies, mouths, and eyes expanded everywhere without limit. I see in you no end, no middle, and no beginning. Krishna is the Supreme Person of Godhead and is unlimited. Thus, through him, everything could be seen. Kiritinam gadinam chakrinam cha tejo rashim sarvato deeptimantam pashyami tvam durniriksham samanta deepta nalarka dyutim aprameyam. Your form is difficult to see because of his glaring effulgence, spreading on all sides like blazing fire or the immeasurable radiance of the sun. Yet I see this glowing form everywhere, adorned with various crowns, clubs, and discs. Tamaksharam paramam veditavyam tamasya vishvasya param nidhanam tvam avyayashashvato dharma gopta sanatanastvam purusho mato me. You are the supreme primal objective, paramam, objective of knowledge. You are the ultimate resting place of all this universe. You are inexhaustible and you are the oldest. You are the maintainer of the eternal religion, Sanatana, and the personality of Godhead. This is my opinion. Anadimadyantam anantaviryam anantapahum shashisuryanetram pashyami tvam deeptahutashavaktam swatejasa vishwamidam tapantam. You are without origin, middle or end. Your glory is unlimited. You have numberless arms and the sun and moon are your eyes. I see you with blazing fire coming forth from your mouth, burning this entire universe by your own radiance. There's no limit to the extent of the six opulence of the Supreme Person of Godhead. Here and in many other places, there is repetition. Arjuna keeps saying the same thing. But according to the scriptures, repetition of the glories of Krishna is not a literary weakness. It is said that at time of bewilderment or wonder or of great ecstasy, statements are repeated over and over. This is not a flaw. So because he was in wonder, he is repeating the same thing again and again. You have numberless arms. You are so bright. You are without beginning, origin, middle, end. Yava pritibhyoridhamantaram hi vyaptam tvayaiken dishascha sarvaha tistvadbhutam rupam ugram tavedam lokatrayam pravyatitham mahatman. Although you are one, you spread throughout the sky and the planets and all space between. O great one, seeing this wondrous and terrible form, all the planetary systems are perturbed. Yav a pritibhyoho, the space between heaven and earth, and Lokatrayam, the three worlds, are significant words in this verse because it appears that not only did Arjuna see this universal form of the Lord, but others in other planetary systems saw it also. Arjuna's seeing of the universal form was not a dream. All whom the Lord endowed with divine vision saw that universal form on the battlefield. Amihitvam surasanga vishanti kechit bhita Pranjalayo gृणन्ति स्वस्तित्युक्त्वा महर्षिसिद्धसङ्घाः स्तुवन्ति त्वां स्तुतिभिः पुष्कलाभिः. All the hosts of demigods are surrendering before you and entering into you. Some of them very much afraid are offering prayers with folded hands. Hosts of great sages and perfected beings crying all peace are praying to you by singing the Vedic hymns. The demigods in all the planetary systems feared the terrific manifestation of the universal form, its glaring effulgence, and so prayed for protection. Thing is, in the upper planetary systems, whenever there is danger, naturally they pray to Vishnu for protection, right? Because they know that he is their only resort. And in the lower planetary systems, they just don't pray at all because they're all just their whole belief is it's their capability. They complete ignorance. And in the middle, basically on earth, some people are like this, some people are like that. Some people depend on the Lord and call for him, and some people think they are all powerful. So in many ways, that is why this earth is considered favorable, because we don't think ourselves so powerful. So we will have an inclination to depend on the Lord. Rudraditya vasavo ye cha sadhya vishveshvinau marutas choshmapascha Gandharvayaksha surasiddha sangha vikshante tvam vismitaschaiva sarve. All the various manifestations of Lord Shiva, the Adityas, the Vasus, the Sadhyas, Vishvadevas, the two Ashvis, the Maruts, the forefathers, Gandharvas, Yakshas, Asuras, perfected demigods, are beholding you in wonder. So Arjuna could see all the different living entities. Rupam mahatte bahuvakta netram mahabaho bahurupadam bahudaram bahudam strakaralam drishtva loka pravyatithas tathaham. O mighty armed one, all the planets with their demigods are disturbed at seeing your great form, with his many eyes, many faces, eyes, arms, thighs, legs, and bellies, and your many terrible teeth. And as they are disturbed, so am I. So now from wonder, Arjuna came to the mood of disturbed. Navasprisham deeptam anekavarnam vyattanam deeptam vishalanetram drishtva hi tvam pravyatithantaratma drithim na vidami samam cha Vishnu. Oh, all pervading Vishnu, seeing you with your many radiant colors touching the sky, your gaping mouths and your great glowing eyes, my mind is perturbed by fear. I can no longer maintain my steadiness or equilibrium of mind. Tamstrakaralani chate mukhani dristvaiva kalanala sannivani disho na jane na labhe cha sarma prasida devesha jagannivasa. O Lord of the Lords, O refuge of the worlds, Jagannivasa, please be gracious to me. I cannot keep my balance, seeing thus your blazing death-like faces and awful teeth. Awful teeth. In all directions I am bewildered. Ami chatvam dhartarashtasya putra sarve sahaivavani palasanghai bhishmo drona sutaputrastatha sau सहास्मदीयैरपि योधमुख्यैः वक्त्राणि ते त्वरमाणा विशन्ति दंष्ट्राकरालानि भयानकानि केचिद्विलग्ना दशनान्तरेषु सन्दृश्यन्ते चूर्णितैरुत्तमाङ्गैः. All the sons of Dhritarashtra, along with their allied kings and Bhishma, Drona, Karna, and our chief soldiers also are rushing into your fearful mouths, and some I see trapped with heads smashed between your teeth. In a previous verse, the Lord promised to show Arjuna things he would be very interested in seeing. Now Arjuna sees that the leaders of the opposite party and their soldiers and Arjuna's own soldiers are all being annihilated. This is an indication that after the death of nearly all the persons assembled at Kurukshetra, Arjuna will emerge victorious. It is also mentioned here that Bhishma, who is supposed to be unconquerable, will also be smashed. So also Karna. Not only will the great warriors of the other party like Bhishma be smashed, but some of the great warriors of Arjuna's side also. Yatha nadinam bhavombukvega samudramevabhimuka Dravanti tatha tavami naralokavira vishanti vakrani abhivijwalanti. As the many waves of the rivers flow into the ocean, so do all these great warriors enter blazing into your mouths. Yatha pradiptam jwalanam patanga vishanti nashaya samruddha vegaha tathaiva nashaya vishanti lokas tavapi vaktrani samruddha vegaha. I see all people rushing full speed into your mouths as moths dash to destruction in a blazing fire. Lelishyase krasamanaha samanta lokan samagran vadane jvalatpi tejo virapurya jagat samagram bhasastavograha Pratapanti Vishnu. Oh Vishnu, I see you devouring all the people from all sides with your flaming mouths, covering all the universe with your effulgence. You are manifest with terrible scorching rays. Akyahi me ko bhavan ugrarupo namostu te deva varaprasida vignatumichami bhavantamadhyam nahi prajanami tava pravrittim. O Lord of Lords, so fierce of form, please tell me who you are. I offer my obeisances unto you. Please be gracious to me. You are the primeval Lord. I want to know about you, for I do not know what your mission is. So he's completely bewildered. He just lost himself. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Kalosmi Loka Kshayakrit Pravruddho Lokan Samahartum Iha Pravruttah Te Pitvam Na Bhavishyanti Sarve Yeva Stita Pratyanyakeshu Yodhaha. The Supreme Person of God said, time I am the great destroyer of the worlds. And I have come here to destroy all people, with the exception of you, the Pandavas, all the soldiers here on both sides will be slain. Although Arjuna knew that Krishna was his friend and the Supreme Person of God, he was puzzled by the various forms exhibited by Krishna. Therefore, he asked further about the actual mission of this devastating force. It is said in the Vedas that the Supreme Truth destroys everything, even the Brahmanas. As stated in the Katha Upanishad, Yasya Brahma Chakshatram Cha Ubhe Bhavata Odanaha Mrityur Yasyopasechanam Kaitha Veda Yatra Saha. Eventually, all the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, and everyone else are devoured like a meal by the Supreme. This form, the Supreme Lord, is the all-devouring giant. And here Krishna presents himself in that form of all-devouring time. Except for a few Pandavas, everyone who was present on the battlefield would be devoured by him. Arjuna was not in favor of the fight and he thought it was better not to fight. Then there would be no frustration. In reply, the Lord is saying that even if he did not fight, every one of them would be destroyed, for that was his plan. If Arjuna stopped fighting, they would die in another way. That could not be checked, even if he did not fight. In fact, they were already dead. Time is destruction, and all manifestations are to be vanquished by the desire of the Supreme Lord. That is law of nature. Here, If Arjuna stopped fighting, they would die in another way. Death too could not be checked. So we should understand this. Karma phala is like this. When it is destined to happen, it will happen. No matter what we do. Sometimes, so this is one thing we should understand. In material world, before something happens, generally there needs to be a reason, right? So if there is no reason for something to happen, then people will freak out, right? So whenever there is any situation that anybody faces, first thing they will try to do is attribute a reason. Oh, why did this happen? Oh, because of this and this and this. Because if they can't find a reason, they'll just freak out, because they think that everything has to have a visible material reason. So and we think that, okay, because there's a reason, there has to be a solution also. If there's a problem, there's a solution. But it's not like that. Reason may be apparent, may not be apparent sometimes. So there is a reason, but there doesn't have to be an immediate reason. The reason, original reason is that is our karma, some action that we did, that we are getting a result. But it may or may not have an immediate cause that is visible to us. So similarly, the result will happen irrespective of whether. So sometimes people say, okay, oh, you had this problem, you didn't go to the doctor, so it aggravated. No, whether one went to the doctor or not, if it had to be aggravated, it will aggravate. There's nothing that can be done to prevent. Nor, oh, okay, I went to the doctor, so it didn't happen. No, it was destined not to happen, so you happened to go to the doctor. So you got a reason to say that, okay, because I went to the doctor, this problem did not happen. But it is just predetermined, it will happen. Either this way or that way, somehow it has to happen. That's how karma works. That's how time works. So Prabhupada is saying, if Arjuna stopped fighting, somebody else they'll die in some other way. But they will die because death cannot be checked. And they were predestined to die because Lord had decided to kill them all. Tasmat pamuttishta yasho labhasva jitva shatrun bhungshva rajyam samruddham mayai vaite nihata purvameva nimittamatram bhavasavyasachin. This is the most important thing we have to remember. Therefore, get up, prepare to fight and win glory. Conquer your enemies and enjoy a flourishing kingdom. They're already put to death by my arrangement, and you, O Sabyasachi, can be but an instrument in the fight. This is what we have to become. We have to become an instrument in the hands of Krishna. Sabyasachin refers to one who can shoot arrows very expertly in the field. Thus, Arjuna is addressed as an expert warrior, capable of delivering arrows to kill his enemies. Just become an instrument, nimitta matram. This word is also very significant. The whole world is moving according to the plan of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Foolish persons who do not have sufficient knowledge think that nature is moving without a plan, and all manifestations are but accidental formations. There are many so-called scientists who suggest that perhaps it was like this or maybe like that, but there is no question of perhaps and maybe. There is a specific plan being carried out in this material world. What is this plan? The cosmic manifestation is a chance for the conditioned souls to go back to Godhead, back to home, as long as they have the domineering mentality, which makes them try to lord it over material nature. They are conditioned. But anyone who can understand the plan of the Supreme Lord and cultivate Krishna consciousness is most intelligent. The creation, the destruction of the cosmic manifestation are under the superior guidance of God. Thus, the battle of Kurukshetra was fought according to the plan of God. Arjuna was refusing to fight, but he was told that he should fight in accordance with the desire of the Supreme Lord. Then he would be happy. If one is in full Krishna consciousness and his life is devoted to the Lord's transcendental service, he is perfect. He is perfect. If one is in full Krishna consciousness, he is perfect. So this is our goal. We have to reach this. This also, he was told that he should fight in accordance with the desire of the Supreme Lord. So we should do according to the desire of the Supreme Lord. And how do we know what is the desire of the Supreme Lord? Desire of the Guru is desire of the Supreme Lord. So this is how we become perfect. Okay. One second, let me see. Yeah, one more verse will do. Dronam cha bhishmam cha jayadrutam cha karnam tathanyan api yodhaviran maya hatam stvam jahima vyathishtha yudhyasva jeta sirane sapatnan. Drona, Bhishma, Jayadratha, Karna and other great warriors have already been destroyed by me. Therefore, kill them and do not be disturbed. Simply fight and you will vanquish your enemies in battle. Every plan is made by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he is so kind and merciful to his devotees that he wants to give the credit to his devotees who carry out his plan according to his desire. This is very important, right? That's why Prabhupada said, why this was not done by his Guru Maharaj? Because he wanted to give me credit. Why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not all do it? Because he wanted other devotees to get credit. But all the pure devotees in disciplic succession, they come here only to carry out the plan of the Lord according to his desire. Life should therefore move in such a way that everyone acts in Krishna consciousness and understands the Supreme Personality of Godhead through the medium of a spiritual master. The plans of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are understood by his mercy, and the plans of the devotees are as good as his plans. Devotees means pure devotees. One should follow such plans and be victorious in the struggle for existence. Okay. Okay. I'm done. Anybody has any questions or comments?